Hey guys, so today gonna just look at what I picked up today at the comic book store. I made a list, only had about 3 or 4 things on it. Trying to cut back so I don't have a huge pile of stuff that I haven't gotten to. Ended up coming away with a little bit more than what I had listed, but that's that's part of going to the store. So, right now I have about 3 or actually a lot more, probably about 5 piles of things I haven't read yet. That's new stuff, and then also just things I've picked up on eBay here or there. So, in fact, I went today. I asked them about an issue of Constantine that that had come out probably a couple weeks back, and I wasn't sure if I had gotten it or not. And I looked on the racks, and it wasn't there. And I was asking, the guy. I was like, "Well, hey, am I down for this? Like, is it listed on my saver?" And he looked it up, and oh yeah, we're gonna pull 3 and 4 for you. And he asked if I got number 1, and yeah, I had number 1. I knew that. I just read it not too long ago, and so he looked it up on the system, and I had bought number 2 back in December. I'm not sure where exactly it is in my piles, but it's somewhere, and I'll get to it, and I'll have to look through and see if it's towards the top. Because I noticed issue 3 was coming out next week, and I was like, oh, I don't think I got number 2, so that's how behind I am. I've lost track of what I bought. So, first one here, this is Superman Up in the Sky, number 6 by Tom King. I thought I had missed out on this. I think originally this was released of probably like a month or 2 back, and today when I went, they just happened to have like 3 or 4 more issues in there. So, excited to get this. The cover looks great. The story has been really good. I looked to see kind of the sister book to this was Batman Universe by Bendis. I looked to see if they had one of those, and it didn't look. They didn't have a single issue of Batman Universe, even though they had, maybe issues 4, 5, and 6 of Up in the Sky on the rack. So, hoping maybe that they get some in, maybe next week, because I got issues 1 through 5 on both, and then for some reason, I'm just trying to save money. These are $4.99 each. I think I dropped them, and then upon reading them was like, oh, I shouldn't have dropped that. So hopefully I'll pick up 6 for the Batman companion book sometime here. This is Legion of Superheroes number 3. Haven't read the first 2 yet, but it's by Bendis, and I like the Legion of Superheroes if they're done well. Great cover by Jim Chung here. This is the variant with Jonathan Kent, Superboy, and the whole Legion here. I recognize some of them. Some of them, obviously, they've done retools on. But, looking forward to this. Hopefully it's good. These, my cat just walked across this, so you can see where she clawed the bag. That's helpful. Hopefully these are good. I'm going to have to sit down and read them because this one's $4.99. I don't know if that's been the price tag on all of them. I have to assume so, because why would 1 and 2 be cheaper? So I'll have to sit down and read these and see if it's worth continuing to pick up. This one's He-Man, number 3 of 6. This is just a mini-series shooting off from the He-Man versus Injustice. I haven't read the first 2 yet, but, mini-series I'm willing to pick up, especially since it's He-Man. They got, not Serpentor, was it Serpentor or was that G.I. Joe? But, the Lizard Snake King. Oh, is he Snake King? That sounds right. But they got him on the cover. I'm assuming that's He-Man that he's facing off on. Kind of hard to tell, because this blonde guy down here looks like he could also be He-Man. Everybody on this cover looks kind of the same. Hopefully the inside art is a little bit more distinguishable, I guess. This is a Hellboy Winter Special. The main Hellboy series obviously wrapped up quite a bit ago. Then they did Hellboy in Hell. And then BPRD just came to an end about 3 or 4 months back. So now we have basically just the specials. And then also they're doing those yearbooks, so they have like Hellboy 1954 and things like that, where it's telling old adventures of the BPRD team. So always up for Mike Mignola stuff, and these winter specials are always pretty good. Plus they're $3.99 for a special one shot. If this was a Marvel book, they'd probably be charging you something awful. So this is Rye number 3. I read the Fallen World miniseries. Haven't started reading the Rye series itself yet, but the Fallen World was good, and I like the Valiant stuff if it's done well. Also today they had Bloodshot number 5. I put that one back because, I don't know, it was just way too 1990s, just action. All the drawing looked like Image 1990s art, and, not too much of a plot, just bang bang explosions. If you like that kind of stuff, good for you, but I didn't want to keep buying, $4 a pop for bang bang explosion. I gave it a shot with those first 3 or 4 issues, but wasn't going to keep handing them over $4 a month for something that, not, what's the opposite of dense, something that's shallow. So, I wasn't going to pick this one up. I was actually planning on maybe dropping Aquaman here. This is supposed to be, I guess, a fill-in issue by Higgins. I think it's Kyle Higgins, whose name rings a bell, but I noticed on the cover they have Aquaman back to his orange and green suit. It's no longer they had him rocking like a Jason Momoa look with a beard and long hair. He's still blonde, but, obviously they were trying to go for that demographic. And, say what you will for that film. I enjoyed it for what it was, but, Aquaman to me is this guy in the orange and green suit. So, I don't want to see him running around with tribal tattoos looking like he's, eating vegan. So, I figured I'd pick this one up, since it's just a fill-in. If it's good, fine. Maybe I'll look at next month's issue and see if I'm ready to drop it or not. And if it's, if it's bad, I only lost the $3.99. It's not like it was a whole long ongoing series or a long storyline. So, another thing I picked up. I am a Magic player. Recently went through my collection. I was just... That's going to be loud. I recently went through my collection and was pulling aside all my Planeswalkers to put them into a binder together. And then what I did, unfortunately, about halfway through, is I started pulling aside the legendary creatures also for Commander. So I was able to pull out all of my Planeswalkers. That was about, I think I ended up with about 40 of them that weren't in decks right now, because I have quite a few built decks. And then pulled out a good amount of legendary creatures who, could be commanders realistically, and put them aside. Unfortunately, like I said, I started pulling out the legendary creatures about halfway through my collection, which I know I missed some because I had like a box of Dominaria stuff, and that set had a lot of legendary creatures in it. So I'll have to go through those boxes that I, kind of neglected to pull things aside for. But I ended up with about 5 or 6 Beanstalk Giant. Ended up with about 5 or 6 boxes of just empty boxes of cards, because with me the last couple of years I've been like, I'll pick up the bundle, or that's what they call them now. They used to be the fat packs. That's a bad last ability on here. It's 3 and tap, draw a card, then lose life equal the number of cards in your hand. That's a bit rough. I don't know. But I'm the type who was buying the fat packs. I liked having the collector's guides. And after most of the fat packs the last decade plus have come with either, the newer ones come with 1 box. They used to come with 2. So I had, quite a few boxes that, the fat pack. Nowadays you get 10 boosters, which fills it up pretty good, but not all the way. So I had quite a few boxes that were just empty after I kind of smushed everything down together. Plus, when Theros came out, I've always been a big fan of like the Greek myths and stuff, so I bought they had a holiday set that came with some boosters, and also like this big oversized holiday box that's the size of like 3 of the regular boxes. So I filled that up with Theros almost entirely, and then I bought a second one and had just a whole bunch of lands in there. So more than enough in the way of boxes for the amount of cards I had. So I was thinking about doing buying a box of the new Theros set that's about to come out, Beyond Death. Not sure if I'll do that, but I figured that would probably fill up a box. This, that's kind of neat. This is the Throne of Eldraine set. I didn't get too much from here. You know, I liked some of the cards I saw, but it just didn't seem like an overly exciting set to me, so I haven't picked up too much of it. So I figured, you know, today I went and was like, oh, I'll pick up a couple boosters. I thought about getting the Throne of Eldraine bundle, but, you know, if I have too many boxes, then why get a bundle with another box? So, yeah. But hopefully I'll have time to go through the rest of my stuff. And, you know, like I said, I'll pull out the rest of my legendaries for commander decks and see what I have. So that was it for today, guys. Hopefully I'll have the time to do another video next week on Wednesday. You know, right when I get home with everything. That way it's not sitting or lost in the piles. But I'll see you guys later.